Good morning. I'm Tammy McGowan with Caltrans News Flash. We're here today at the Caltrans Workers Memorial on the west steps of the state capitol to honor and remember those 183 fallen workers that we've lost since the 1920s. We will have more than 100 family members present here with us today and more than 1,000 attendees. You know, the real poignant part of the ceremony today will be the ceremonial cone and wreath presentation, where they pass and induct any new fallen workers into the diamond. Fortunately this year we won't have any new cones, but what we will have is one solid black cone that represents all highway workers across the nation, including contractors, and we will be honoring each and every one of them as well.
He will my shield and portion be, as long as life endures.
I'm very honored to speak at this solemn event today. As you can see, this memorial tugs at my heartstrings and my soul. And I'm here today for you. For your daughter, your son, your husband, your wife, your mother, your father.
So I'm here with Alyssa Knabenbauer today, whose father was killed in an incident in 2007. And Alyssa is our very first ever scholarship recipient for the children of fallen workers that we've put on in coordination with the California Transportation Foundation. And Alyssa, I'd like to ask you a little bit about what this scholarship means to you and how you plan to use those funds.
This scholarship means a lot to me and my mom. I'm going to use the funds to pay for my tuition for my single subject teaching credential and my master's in education schooling at Azusa Pacific. I'm very honored that I was chosen to get this scholarship, and I just want to thank everybody that helped fund this scholarship.
Tell me a little bit about your dad as a person. I'd like to know more about him.
My dad was a very good-hearted person. He gave 100% every day. He was very dedicated to Caltrans. And I remember going to all the Caltrans events, the Take Your Child to Work Day and all of them.
Well, it's a very touching moment to be able to reflect back and remember and recognize those who have made the ultimate sacrifice while serving the people of California. They work very hard to keep Californians safe, and we want to make sure that we also at the same time raise awareness that the public can contribute to their safety as well and be aware.
Well, today's extremely important to our family, and through the 10 years we've been coming here, I definitely hear and understand it a lot more than the first couple years. But it's so important for people to understand just the incredible work Caltrans workers do. Dan was a quiet guy. He would probably find these ceremonies pretty tough. He was very homebody. He'd go to work and he'd come home, and home was his thing. We built our own home. He loved to garden. I mean, he was always the quiet one. He was the introvert, I was the extrovert. And it was just amazing that you worked with him in the Willits Yard the very first summer that you were an intern or with Caltrans. And, you know, he was looking forward to retirement, and we had our plans and our dreams, but these things change. But he was a dedicated worker for 26 years. In fact, we did not have a honeymoon because he got hired like 2 weeks before we got married, and so the honeymoon got out the window, and he worked for Caltrans for 26 years.
This year, for the first time, the 25th annual Caltrans Workers Memorial featured a missing man formation flyover. Can you tell me a little bit about what that represents?
Well, it's a time-honored tradition. It honors the fallen. Typically, the formation flies in from the south. The number 3 person in the formation pulls up, symbolizing the ascent to heaven, and then immediately turns to the west towards the setting sun.
We are very fortunate that we haven't had any fatalities over this last year. But take a look at this truck. This incident occurred just as recently as last week, and I have the supervisor of the crew member who was a victim in this incident who can talk to us a little bit about it. This is David Manling. David, tell me a little bit about what happened.
Well, we had our guy out that day. He was picking up the bags that had been left behind by the probationers. And while on the shoulder of the road, southbound I-5, just north of Williams, a truck driver drifted onto the right shoulder, Chris saw it coming. He was struck from behind and driven 360 feet through a sign and into a field. He sustained serious injuries and had to be flown from the scene.
So now you've seen portions of the poignant ceremony that truly does a remarkable job of honoring each and every one of our 183 fallen workers. And I just want to say thank you to all the hundreds of volunteers within Caltrans who helped make this possible, as well as many sponsors. So again, please remember that when you're out there driving feet and even inches away from our employees and our contractors, please be work zone alert, slow for the cone zone, and when you see flashing amber lights, please move over. It means it could save a life.